This is Top Accolade Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. 13 crew members were rescued on Wednesday from a cargo ship that sank off southwestern Japan during fierce winter winds, with planes and ships, including private vessels, searching for the remaining 9. The vessel, the 6,651-ton Hong Kong-registered Jintian, issued a distress call late on Tuesday, the Japan Coast Guard said. Media reported a person on the ship said it was listing and taking on water, and later reports said the 22 crew members, all Chinese or Myanmar nationals, had transferred to lifeboats. There was no immediate word on what caused the vessel, which was carrying lumber, to capsize. A Coast Guard spokesperson said winds were strong at the time the distress signal was received at around 11:15 p.m. on Tuesday. The Coast Guard immediately sought assistance from patrol ships and aircraft in the vicinity, the west of Nagasaki City. Top government spokesman Hirokazu Matsuno said the ship sank at 2:46 a.m. He added, quoting other vessels in the area, the Coast Guard is also seeking cooperation from the Self-Defense Forces, South Korean Coast Guard, and vessels sailing near the waters, Matsuno said at a regular news conference. All flights were cancelled at Germany's PER airport in the capital Berlin on Wednesday, the operator said, as staff went on strike for the day to press pay demands. About 300 takeoffs and landings with nearly 35,000 passengers were originally planned for Wednesday. The strike began at around 3:30 a.m. The union called on airport staff in ground services, aviation security, and at the airport company to strike in the wage dispute. It called the one-day work stoppage over what it said was insufficient progress in the 3 parallel wage talks. In quote, "We hope that the pressure is enough," said union representative Enrico Rumka, adding that the goal was movement at the negotiations. He said the airport company had made a collective bargaining offer for a 24-month term under which salaries would increase by 3% on June 1st and by another 2% on May 1st next year. The German government was set on Wednesday to release its annual economic report. A source told newsmen that a draft of this report forecast 6% inflation this year and 2.8% for 2024. A senior politician and former federal minister belonging to Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI) party has been arrested on sedition charges, deepening a political crisis in the country. Fawad Chowdhury, vice president of the PTI, was arrested on Wednesday morning for allegedly inciting violence against officials of the Election Commission of Pakistan (ECP). PTI, led by former Prime Minister Imran Khan, has been criticizing the election body since the appointment of media tycoon Mohsin Naqvi as interim chief minister of the politically crucial province of Punjab. Earlier this month, Khan, whose PTI-led coalition was in power in Punjab, ordered the dissolution of the provincial legislature. 4 days later, the assembly in the northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province was also dissolved by the party. The dissolution of the assemblies was part of Khan's bid to force early general elections in Pakistan, a demand he has been making since April last year when he was removed from power after losing a parliamentary vote of confidence. Pakistan's constitution says new elections must be held within 3 months of the dissolution of a provincial legislature if the House fails to set up an interim government. Pope Francis has criticized laws that criminalize homosexuality as unjust, saying God loves all his children just as they are, and called on Catholic bishops who support the laws to welcome LGBTQ people into the church. In quote, "Being homosexual isn't a crime," Francis said during an interview on Tuesday with the Associated Press. Francis acknowledged that Catholic bishops in some parts of the world support laws that criminalize homosexuality or discriminate against the LGBTQ community, and he himself referred to the issue in terms of sin, but he attributed such attitudes to cultural backgrounds and said bishops in particular need to undergo a process of change to recognize the dignity of everyone. Some 67 countries or jurisdictions worldwide criminalize consensual same-sex sexual activity, 11 of which can or do impose the death penalty. According to the Human Dignity Trust, which works to end such laws, experts say that even where the laws are not enforced, they contribute to harassment, stigmatization, and violence against LGBTQ people. In the United States, more than a dozen states still have anti-sodomy laws on the books, despite a 2003 Supreme Court ruling declaring them unconstitutional. That is the size of top accolade global news update. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy midweek!